cards yesterday that something they wanted to learn today was more about scholarships. So I want you to raise your hand, someone, and tell me, what do you think the first step in filling out a scholarship form is? What's the first step that you need to do when you fill out a scholarship form? So I have this form. What do I need to put on there? What do I need to put on the form? Your name. Okay. What else? What's something else important besides your name? Yeah, why you want to go to that school, maybe what school you want to go to, right? Okay, so there's this paper out there that lists all that stuff on there. Do we know, you know what I'm talking about? What's the paper that's going to have your name, where you've worked, your skills, all that stuff? What's that paper called? Your resume, right? So don't we think that's an important step in applying for scholarships, maybe making a resume? Okay, so we're going to take our note cards, and I want everyone to write what they think the definition of a resume is. It could be whatever your definition is of a resume. Very confident in their answer to raise your hand and tell me what you've written. Got something? All right, y'all better raise your hand and volunteer. Okay? All right, y'all hear that? She said to her, a resume is a paper that lists your skills and your education. Anybody else want to share? How about up here at the front?
I put it as a sheet of paper telling all of your information and accomplishments.
Okay, so a sheet of paper that tells all of your accomplishments and information. All right, so I have a definition of a resume, so I want you to look at what you've written if you haven't talked aloud and tell me if you think this is close to what you have. A resume is a document that sums up your skills, experiences, and accomplishments so a potential employer can quickly see whether you're a good fit for a position. And we know that's also the same for like someone like a scholarship committee, right? Before you start applying for jobs or internships, you'll need to write a resume. Even if you're new to the workforce, a strong resume can help you stand out in the crowd. Wouldn't you agree? If I see this paper and it's only got 2 things on here, and I see this paper and it's got like 10 things, which one do you think I'm going to pick? The one with a lot more, right? So it's important to make sure that you get all of those things on a resume. All right, so on the back of your note card, I want you to answer, what do you think goes on a resume? I want you to list as many things that you can think of that you should put on a resume. Anywhere from the most basic thing you went to,
Where you work.
your hobbies, where you work, what else? Your accomplishments, your skills that you have. All right, now let me read you this list on here. It says, a resume usually has several sections. These typically include the following: your name and your contact information, because it's important for them to know who you are and how they can get in touch with you. An objective or a summary statement. So for jobs, you say, I am applying for the position of, or for scholarship, my objective is to obtain the scholarship of whatever the scholarship is you're applying for. Your work experience, your volunteer work or extracurricular, so if you play sports, if you volunteer at an animal shelter, anything like that. Your education, that's very important when you're applying for scholarships. What do you think is something important in education that you need to put? Maybe your degree, your GPA, right? Because they want to know, are you really worth this scholarship money? Did you study hard? Are you going to maintain a good GPA in college? And then last on here, it says your skills. So I'm going to pass out these, and I want y'all to just go ahead and kind of look over them, but don't write on them yet. So this handout says, my resume ideas, getting started. So, someone read the directions for me. Can I get a volunteer? Okay, read the directions.
Brainstorm content you can include in your resume. Be sure to include dates.
All right, so we're going to fill in this information. So the first thing that we have is your education. All right, so we're going to pretend that we're seniors if you're not already. So I want you to think about that day that you're going to graduate, and I want you to put the day that you're going to graduate, and you will have received your high school education from Weaver High School. So let's put that down. Now, beside education, after you've put your graduation date,
students that are going on a Honda field trip report to where the bus is low.
All right, so after you've put where you're gonna, what the year that you're gonna graduate in the high school, I want you to put what you want your GPA to be. This is you setting a goal for yourself right here. Put what you want your GPA to be when you graduate. A 4.0 means that you have all A's. A 3.5 is typically A's and B's. 3.0 is you have maybe mostly B's, maybe a few C's, and then under that is just going to be maybe not so many A's, but mostly B's and C's. So I want you to set whatever goal you feel is realistic to you and put that out beside there. All right, so the next thing on the worksheet is going to be your work experience. So does anybody have any little jobs right now? Maybe you work at Jack's, maybe you work at Sonic, maybe you're a babysitter, maybe you work for your parents. And if you don't have any work experience, we're just going to make something up for right now, okay? Make it like a high school job, something kind of realistic, though. All right, then the next thing is going to be your volunteer experience. Maybe you are involved with your church. Maybe you're involved in a community center. Maybe you love animals and you help at the animal shelter. And I know some high schools in the state of Alabama require next section, it says academic honors. So, you know, when you have honors day and you receive different awards for stuff like that, that would be something that you would want to put here. Maybe you're the president of Key Club or something like that. Maybe you have all A's, you've never been absent, I don't know, something like that. Alright, next we have the extracurricular activities. So that's going to be the kids that are involved in sports, maybe you're a part of FBLA. I want you to list things like that right there. Alright, and then the next one says special skills. So think about if you were Microsoft Office certified, if you were a completer for that. Maybe you're proficient in PowerPoint. You're going to put things like that. Maybe you speak 2 languages. And I don't mean that you've just taken Spanish 1 in high school, like more of a fluent in a different language. Because you don't want to lie on the resume. And if you don't have any, that's fine. What's something else you think you could put for special skills? Well, yeah, if you're CPR certified. Okay, but what about if you could say, I work well with others, I learn fast, I can type so many words a minute. Things like that are important to put there as well. All right, the next for your list is going to be the objective. So if we are filling out a resume for a scholarship, I want you to write what you think your objective would be for that. Remember we said your objective is what your goal is. Put what you're applying for. Like, I would like to obtain a scholarship, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm applying for the Ruby Scholarship, I'm applying for the Gamecock Scholarship. Whatever kind of scholarship, you just make that up. Alright, and then the last thing on here says, what type of resume do you think will better you, functional or chronological? So let's talk about that real quick. What do you think a functional resume is? What's the function? Alright, so in front of everybody right now, you have a functional operating computer. What do you think that means? It works, right? So, do you want a functional resume? It's going to work, right? Functional and work is kind of the same word. So, do you want a functional resume? Do you want it to work? Yes. What about chronological? What does that mean? In order? Do you want it to be both of those things? Yeah? All right, now I want you to put why you think it's important to have both of those things on your resume. In my hand, I have Eric's resume. And I see that he has his name. Looks good. See that he has some work experience. He doesn't really have it in order. It's the last job, some job like 3 most people think that it's actually the opposite. You're gonna put your most current job first, and then you're gonna go backwards. Because when I'm reading this paper from top to bottom, I wanna be able to look and see what are you doing now, so I know where you are now, and then it's gonna go down. Okay? And then, let's turn that paper over. Alright, and this is going to be a graphic organizer for your resume. Alright, so I want you guys to look at step 1. What kind of resume am I creating? Let's go ahead and write that down. Someone tell me, what kind of resume are we going to create? A scholarship resume. Alright. Who's your audience when you create a scholarship resume? Maybe like the scholarship committee. Alright, and this paper has broken it down into 3 steps, and they call it the 3 F's. It's going to be the form, which is going to be how your resume needs to look. The function, which is your purpose is to what? Obtain a scholarship, right? And then the effectiveness. And then, what do you think that means, effectiveness? Huh? Are you going to get the scholarship money or not? That would be the effectiveness, right? Alright, so I want you to go over those and write something down in each one of those boxes. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go around the room, and I want you to think about something that's going to make your resume stand out from someone else's, okay? So I want you to think about something unique about yourself, maybe a certain skill that you have, maybe a job experience that you have, something that's going to set you apart, that's going to make sure that you get the scholarship, okay? So we're going to go around the room, and you're just going to tell me something that you think is going to set you apart. All right, you ready? Let me come back to you. All right, what's something on your resume that's going to set you apart from everybody else? What do you think is something on yours? So your work experience is going to set you apart? Why is your work experience going to set you apart? Like if I look at everybody's resume in this classroom, why are you going to get the scholarship? Okay, so she's going to get the scholarship because she thinks that her GPA is going to be higher than everybody else's. Okay, that's a good answer. What about you? She thinks that because she's a fast learner, and maybe she's taking some advanced courses, that she's going to get the scholarship. All right, what about you? What do you think is going to get you about you?
I'll go say extracurricular.
So your extracurriculars gonna set you apart? So your organization, your resume is just gonna be so neat, everything's gonna be well organized. You're gonna have all the things in bold and underlined the right way. What about you?
I was gonna say my grade.
So your grades, okay, and then coming back to you, what do you think's gonna set your resume apart? You're gonna have good references, okay, what else? So, like your work experience? Alright, so everything that everybody said is something that is gonna set your resume apart, depending on what kind of scholarship you apply for. So it's really important to read that. And so with that being said, what do you think that means? When you read the scholarship that you're applying for, to say, my boys in the front, they're gonna apply for football scholarships. Do you think that her great academics is gonna help her get on the football team? Well, why not? Because it's not relevant, right? Alright, what about my girl over here that plays, she's in the band, she's gonna apply for a band scholarship. Do we think that because we have a lot of organized people in here that they're gonna get that scholarship? Well, what about all my students that have like 4.0, made 32s on their ACTs? Do you think that people that didn't make those same scores are gonna get the academic scholarships? So that means that on our resumes, we have to put relevant information, right? So when we look up scholarships and we see what they're about, we need to make sure that our resumes have the right information on there. So next time, we're going to talk about how to make sure that you have relevant information and things like that. So I want everybody to take their note cards back out. Make sure you put your name on there. And then I want you to write on the bottom something that you learned today. And you're going to turn those in.